right, this is an introduction into logarithmic functions. We have the worksheet called Exponents and Logarithms. Exponents and logarithms are inverses of each other. So exponential and logarithmic functions are inverses. We just completed a unit on exponentials, and that's the exponential function right here. So if they are inverses of each other, the question is, how can we generate the logarithmic graph? Well, remember, inverses are found by switching x and y. So we could switch x and y. And that will show us what our logarithmic graph is going to look like. So I am literally just going to swap x and y. So I get 0.25, 0.5, 1, 2, 4, and 8. And then I'm going to graph this. And that'll show me what my logarithmic function is going to look like. So it looks something like that. Oops, except for I know it doesn't go here. It has an asymptote right here at the y-axis. All right, so we've already kind of discussed this a little bit too, but we're going to talk a little bit more about this. This is my exponential, b to the x power equals a. So that b shows up again right here in my logarithm, and it's called the base. It was the base in the exponent, and it's still called the base in the logarithm. Now the a is called the argument. And then the x is moved over here, and it's called the exponent or the answer. It's the exponent in the exponential, it's the answer in the logarithm. So the thing to remember when you're rewriting this is that the base remains the base. It's a big base with an exponent on it in the exponential, and it's a little base with the word logarithm. So if you'll remember that, then the other two pieces kind of switch places. Now, how do you read this? This would be read log base b of a equals x. So whenever I say them out loud, that's how I'm going to say it. Log base b of a equals x. Now the whole point in a logarithm is because an exponential has an exponent up, has a variable up in the exponent. And I need to be able to solve those. That's what logarithms are for. They're for solving when the variable is an exponent. I have no other way of getting those variables out of the exponent. I need to get them down on the line like a normal number. And that's what logarithms are for. Now, one of the most important things to be able to do with a logarithm is just to be able to rewrite them exponentially. So for these, I'm not solving anything yet, I'm just rewriting. So this is where I remember that the base is a base. So log, my base is a 7, so it's going to be log base 7. And remember, these numbers kind of swap places. So log 7 of 49 equals 2. The exponent becomes the answer. So this one would be log base 3 of 243 equals 5. So this one's going to be log base 6 of 136, 1 over 36 equals negative 2. So you're just rewriting. So I think you can probably do D, E, F, and G, no problems. Just rewrite those. Now we're not solving. Even though these have X's in them, you're not being asked to solve anything yet. We'll solve a little later. Now for H, starting on H, I, and J, they want me to go backwards. So they've given me the logarithm, and they want me to write it as an exponential. Again, if you'll remember, the base is the base. So it's base 2, so I'm going to have a big 2. And then these numbers kind of swap places. So 2 to the x power equals 64. Again, I'm not solving this. I could, but I'm not going to. They didn't ask me to do that yet. This one's going to be base of x to to the second power equals 64. And this one is base 64 squared equals x. So we're just going back and forth. Now, last thing on this worksheet is a reminder of what common log is. Common log uses a base of 10. But remember, that base is not written, so it'll look like this, log 100. But you have to remember that there is a base of 10 understood right there by that 100. So if I'm going to rewrite this, it would be 10 to the second power equals 100. So common log doesn't have the 10 written. So this one would be 10 to the negative 3 equals x. So this is just a reminder that common log, and that's the one that shows up on your calculator. Right here, when you press the log button on your calculator, this log button, that puts log and just a parentheses where you can put a value in, but that is log base of 10. But notice there's no base written there. That's because it's common log and it's understood to be base of 10. So that's your introduction into exponents and logarithms.